Good evening, friends. This late evening session is dedicated to Class 12, a revisional discussion of Lesson 2, English Core, Lost Spring by Anis Jan. A question that has been asked in All India Board. Lost Spring explains the grinding poverty and traditions that condemn thousands of people to a life of abject poverty. Do you agree? Why or why not? Yes, I absolutely agree with the statement that Lost Spring explains the grinding poverty that compels the people from Simapuri in Delhi as well as the Bengals maker in Firozabad to live a miserable life of abject poverty. The fact that in the first case, the rag pickers of Simapuri who have migrated from Bangladesh and have now been settled in Simapuri work hard day and night for their survival, and they are compelled to live a life of slum despite the fact that they do hard work picking rags, searching gold in the drains. Sometimes they get some coins, but the fact that Sahib being a very, I mean, different kind of child has found himself, you know, comfortable in picking rags rather than, working at a, tea canteen. The fact that at one hand, Anis Jan highlights the misery and sorrow that have compelled the children of Simapuri to live in slum. On the other hand, the people of Firozabad, particularly the young children who have been subjected to suffer at the hands of sahukars, middlemen, policemen, and all other administrators who are having the nexus with the powerful people, and they have victimized these people of Firozabad and compelled them to live a life of unhygienic misery. The children, the young children, are compelled to work under unhygienic conditions, which lead them to blindness. They have been working from generation to generations, but they are not able to break the shackles of the bondage that their forefathers have been trapped off by the middlemen, sahukars, policemen, and all the administrators involved in it. So, in both the cases, we find that there is an abject poverty, and these two children, the two, types of children, are subjected to suffer the misery and sorrow. Anis Jung has rightly made a point that the miserable life, even of the Bengal makers in Firozabad, is a result of the cruelty and the insensitiveness of the people, those who are, at the chair of the authority. These families are also the victim of superstitions and traditions because from this blind faith, they have also been made to believe that their life is in the Bengal factories only and they cannot come out to lead a better life. Their children have always been compelled by their parents to work in Bengal factories, despite the fact that some of them try, like the child like Mukesh, try to find a different, work other than that, other than Bengal making. Yet the compulsion of the blind faiths and the bondage of the middleman cannot allow him to do different from what their forefathers have been doing. So we find that in both these stories there is an evident, abject poverty that make the children live a life of slum and live the life of poverty and misery. Second question, yes. Second question is that describe the difficulties the Bengal makers of Firozabad face in their lives. The Bengal makers of Firozabad are exposed to multiple health hazards while working in Bengal factories. Many of them are children who work near hot furnaces during the daylight, and often lose their eyesight. They have, you know, a large number of them have suffered blindness, and they are not able to take any other profession because of the organized nexus of the middleman, the authorities, and and money lenders, the sahukars. They live, you know, in stinking lanes choked with garbage, having homes with crumbling walls, opening doors and windows, overcrowded with families of human and animals coexisting in a similar place. They have no even enjoyed one full meal in their whole life because of this poverty. So we can say that the people of Firozabad are having all the miseries and sorrow because they are compelled to live in these stinking lanes, choking with small rooms, having no air to breathe, and working in the unhygienic conditions leading to their blindness. Even the young children become blind at a very young age because of the daylight they have to work in, and the multiple hazards they have to face, leading to complete, blindness. And therefore, we can say that the people of Firozabad have lived a life of misery and sorrow due to the nexus of the middlemen, sahukars, policemen, and all the authorities who have compelled them to suffer. This is what I wanted to discuss about the lost spring. Actually, in the first part also we see Sahib who has been wandering here and there, searching gold in the drains, picking up garbages. The rag pickers have also been compelled to live a life of slum, though they have migrated from Bangladesh and have settled in Simapuri, but yet they have to struggle hard to find a square meal a day. They are not able to live a hygienic life. They are not able to live a worthy life because of the poverty and because of the unhygienic conditions that have really been their fate. Sahib, though, was happy picking the garbages. As a rag picker, he was happy because he could enjoy his freedom of going and coming back to his small room anytime. But as an employee of the canteen, he could not enjoy his freedom. So he is not the master of his own, and therefore he finds the difference that even when he was a rag picker, he could sense a freedom and enjoy his life to some extent. Whereas as an employee of the canteen, he could not exercise his freedom. He was compelled to work under the guidance of the canteen owner. And therefore, though he is getting more money there, yet he is not happy with the conditions that compels him to live under the supervision of someone. That is what is all about this story. Thank you very much. Have a nice morning ahead.